Let's get into the afternoon action here with the Raiders and the Patriots. Oh boy, how the mighty have fallen, and we've had a lot of fun at the Patriots' expense, and now we get the game that provided the highlight of the season last year with that crazy play. Uh, when the Patriots and the Raiders tried to throw the ball across the field. Oh boy, what a disaster that was last season. All right. For the Patriots, they've lost their last two games by a combined 72-3, and they've hit almost rock bottom for this franchise right now with their 1-4 record, um, with just losing dismal performances like the game has left the franchise behind. Like they said, we can still operate with this type of philosophy and all that. And Mac Jones, 37 starts now. He's got a 17-20 record. So the one thing that we keep doing as handicappers, what I keep hearing, is we want to throw, we want to say, well, we always, Belichick, oh, he always, this is the role. He comes through. And okay, been a few years without Brady, but that was such a large sample size, and there's all the big argument. Oh, was it Brady? Was it Belichick? I don't care. I'm not interested in that argument necessarily. There certainly was a whole method to everything that went on, and we see a field goal here in the game in Tottenham Hotspur Stadium with Tucker. Uh, well, we know that Tucker's got a big advantage wherever he goes. He's probably a big hero over there. Blake says Tucker field goal, 3-0. And thank you, Ray, for your pick here as well in this one. But to go over those to England, and Tucker's probably the biggest star of all the players that go over there, right? They're like the stories are probably like Tucker could probably play for Manchester City. All right. Ferner says you can't go over here with these two teams. You're going to be ending up getting a bunch of field goals in this one. And yeah, because the Patriots offense continues to have so many woes. The last three games the Patriots have they've had 38 drives offensively, and you know how many touchdowns they've had? One touchdown in 38 drives for the Patriots. So they're also -8 in turnovers this season. So you'd think the Raiders could win here. I mean, but man, to have to lay some points seems like, I mean, the Raiders are almost a. Here's the funny thing about this whole thing, right? The Raiders have a lot of. We know that they're kind of like the Patriots West to a certain extent. Their coaching staff is filled with former, and all of a sudden, you don't want to be a coaching staff. Don't want to disrespect anybody here in town, but if the Patriots have lost their way and the game's kind of passing the franchise by because they don't realize how things are done nowadays, well, the Raiders are kind of been, acquiring their coaching staff, their personnel here to a certain extent. And so they might not be doing anything either. And maybe the two franchise look, they got Garoppolo, right? Just because he's 42-19 as a starting quarterback doesn't necessarily mean that you know he's been. Uh, it's kind of like his track record of victories is kind of it was so strong because of the successes that he had that he's starting to get some losses. He's still got a very strong record when people always say, "Oh, Garoppolo." And I've been one of those guys. Oh, you know what I like about Jimmy Garoppolo? He wins games. Well, he's not winning as many games right now, and that's starting to hurt that record a little bit. So, Las Vegas has converted just 10 of their last 37 third down attempts. Raiders have gone 1-4 to the under so far this season. Four unders in 5 games thus far, and the Patriots have gone under in four of their 5 games with a push. Darren says, "Give me the Raiders and pardon me, Raiders and the under." Okay, thanks for bearing with me there. It's a little early. It's a little early. Raiders 13-9 last 22 on games with a spread of 3 points or less. Patriots outgained nearly 700 to 400 in the last 2 games, and I'm I want to take the Raiders here. Just I don't know if I want to lay the points necessarily. Got to make a pick. Got to save the premiums, and uh, I guess I'll play the Raiders here in this one. Doesn't feel very. It feels like it is going to come down to the wire here, and it's going to be like a 1 point game, 1 or 2 point game, and maybe the Patriots can get in there. But it just seems so dismal here at this point. I'm even going to lay points with the Raiders, and that does not feel that comfortable. But uh, something broken with the Patriots. And look, I even said, and I say it almost in jest now. Why not bring in Bailey Zappi? It can't hurt at this point. But Bailey Zappi is not the answer really at this point. I mean, the Patriots tried to cut Bailey Zappi, and they ended up bringing him back to be the backup. So they weren't satisfied at all. In fact, I did see actually that the Patriots signed the former Louisville quarterback uh, yesterday. I think Malik Cunningham. I was going to Google it here. That's Malik Cunningham, and I, I'm not against it at this point. We'll see. I mean, he's a Swiss Army knife kind of guy. He might not. It might not. I don't know if they're bringing him in to be a quarterback. I think that ship has sailed, but it was something to note because Malik Cunningham can certainly play quarterback, and maybe Malik Cunningham is actually coming in to think he is going to be able to compete for the backup job or uh, take snaps or whatever. So, all right, I'll take the Patriots. The lesser, I don't know if they're not. It's not the lesser of two evils. Of course not. The Raiders are. They, uh, they represent evil. All right, here we go to talk about the big one between the Lions and the Buccaneers. Oh my goodness, is this a big game here all of a sudden? Wow. The Buccaneers are one of the pleasant surprises right now in the NFL with their 3 victories so far. And they've scored, they're averaging, over 20 points per game, 21 points per game or so. And they've been effective, especially on third down. And Baker came out this week because I don't believe it, about his long term success anywhere. I believe that Baker, like I said, look, he's the guy when the Rams last year needed a quarterback on 2 days' notice, get Baker Mayfield. I mean, he will do it, right? The one thing that he did say, and they're saying the right things in Tampa. Maybe this is a spot for Baker. And when you see Baker out there, it looks like the spot for Mayfield. In fact, uh, you know, Tom, they went to the bowl and all that, but over the last, season or two, when Tom was kind of flailing there a little bit after that bowl, um, there were certainly some frustrating times on offense with the Buccaneers, right? Tom would be on the sidelines breaking surface tablets, but in here this should be a pretty good game. I mean, Lions, of course, are the darlings of the league at this point. Maybe not getting the respect they deserve to be in the top tier with those other teams, but that's because the ascent to the top has been so rapid, and they have such a complete package over there. Yeah, Ferner, I'm not sure about that. I think yeah, Not saying you're right or wrong, but you know, Baker pretty much has his relationship out there and everything. He's this is a serious deal for Baker. And look, he's started 75 games as an NFL quarterback. We're not getting into some type of these rookies or anything. He's been on the field plenty. Uh, 35 and 40. This series has been talk about the Lions and how the Bucks have been good, the Lions haven't. But these two teams have split the last 8 meetings, but they don't play. Even though they're in the same conference, haven't been playing as frequently. These teams used to be in the. I think they were in the same conference for many years back when Tampa was playing with those other teams, but that was a long time ago. Tampa Bay has allowed just 6 touchdowns on their last 41 uh, drives, so pretty decent numbers there. Talked about Mayfield. They've been converting with him on third down. I think that's certainly important. Buccaneers coming off the bye here, so they're rested as well. And for the Lions, interesting to note that all the games so far. Oh, okay, great. Matt says they could be wearing the old orange uniforms out there today with the swashbuckling logo. Eating the sword. What do they call it? Buccaneer Bob or Buccaneer Dan? What's his name? And yeah, I mean, home dog here. Oh, don't be giving away the secrets here necessarily. Boy, yeah, Blake talking about the Titans here in this drive. Boy, um, they are moving down the field quite nicely, and Tannehill kind of taking a shot here, overthrown. But um, this clock's running pretty quick. I think I could give it away now. I think, and maybe you knew, I'm on the under as my premium play in the game from London right now. We went under 42, so of course I'm on the under. Especially, how did I go over in a London game last week? That was ridiculous. And how did we end up on an over on a couple of games yesterday where I well okay, here we go. Gonna be on the Buccaneers here in this one, feeling like a home NFL. I'm NFL home dog. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of support out there, but the Buccaneers do have some positive momentum going right now, and they have a very strong pretty darn strong defense. I would think in this one. Detroit, they've been just awesome. I could, if I read you off the spread statistics, which many of you may already know, that it'd be hard to want to go against them at this point. Detroit 27-11 with Campbell in their last 38 games. Goff, good numbers. And Darren, are you talking about this game at 43 and a half, or you talk about the London game we're watching right now? But here in this one, of course, it is I'm showing 40. I'm showing some 42 and a halfs out there here at this point, actually. So don't want to tip my hand on the total. You know where I'm headed with it, probably. Oh, thanks. And the Titans game, sure. Yeah, and we're 6.5. I see that Blake, he might be have a spoiler alert on me because I'll let you know where I am. But the incompletion just happened in the end zone right now, and I'm on 6:19 left in the first half. So am I faster or slower? That was almost a great catch. Actually, pretty decent coverage to make your contact right when the ball happened there. I think that was pretty good. Pretty good play. But I'm going to take the Buccaneers in this one. with the points. I do want to make it clear because I was on. Bill says he will go over in the game between the Lions and the Buccaneers. Do have some interesting notes here I can pass along to you on that. As to see the tie almost, ooh, they're faced to where here with a fourth down and two. It looks like at the. I think you got to stay on the field. I mean, oh, they're going to kick it. All right. We a lot of critics like we talk about Staley and everything, and going for it when you're at your own 35 late in the game or whatever, even lower. But these are the situations I feel like, when you talk about the new metrics and everything. And I know things are struggling for the Titans, so let's just get these 3 points and tie the game up here. And I'm okay with it too if I'm on an under. We're in the red zone, so we'll take 3 points out of it. But you know, right? Oh, trust your defense. No, that's where you punt because you're at the end of the game. So get away from your 25, your 35. But when you're in the first quarter and you need 1 or 2 yards, I have a defense, right? I'm protecting 97 yard or 87 yards of carpet the other way. That's when I'm more apt to go for it, right? Because hey, all we got to do is stop you, even on 1 or 2 downs, we can get the ball, at the 30, 35 and come try it again, or maybe even have a great defensive possession as well. But I get it, especially if you're the Titan. Tell me, Blake, am I wrong? And why does uh, you know why is Vrabel is wouldn't you categorize him? He does take the kick a little bit too frequently. All right. Anyways, I'll take the Bucks, but I just want to make it clear in case anybody's, Ramon. I was on a show this week on another channel where I said it was a pool. It was a show to win your office pool, and I did pick Detroit in that one. On this show, I am taking the Buccaneers. That just lets you know what I think of this game, right? I think that if anything, that's uh, clear that this game is going to come down to the wire and be decided by a field goal, one way or the other. I think since I feel that way, I'm taking the points, but. The Lions, there's no doubt, this has been an exceptional situation. They've outscored their opponents in the first half, 82-23 in the last 3 games. But just take note of this: this is the first game out of the 5 games the Lions have played so far that they're going to be outdoors. Um, and on grass. That shouldn't affect a great team like them at this point. And the funny thing is, the Lions always get the money in Tampa, but usually they're a dog. So I'm taking the dog here. Home dog, NFL. I'm almost crossing off the names on the screen. Cardinals and Rams. And the Rams, okay, we're 2-3 if you're a Rams fan, but there feels better than 2-3. It feels like you're, doing some good things. Even the losses, okay, yeah, 14 points in one game, 16 in another, but uh, still, uh, got to clean up those second halves, getting off to good starts. But last 4 weeks, the Rams have been outscored 55-19 in the second half, and their run game so inconsistent right now. They've had some strong performances. Twice they've run for 100 yards or so. I think they were short there actually, but there are 3 games where they've had no running game at all, and those are the ones they lost. So you got to try to have some running game. But is that line, has it moved at all? I typed this in, when I was typing in all the lines, and look at that 7. It just stands out to me as not making much sense as it continues to go up. Because if anything, the Cardinals are, they're a money making underdog team. Yeah. Are they 1-4? Yeah. Are they 3-2 against the spread? You better believe it. And this is the NFL. I mean, the Cardinals probably going to cover this game, I would think. They're 19-11 against the spread in their last 30 road games in conference, in division, and they've been the They've been the worst team in the division, you know, in the history of divisions. Yeah, I mean, I'm talking over the last, out of the pandemic, even last 5, 10 years since they, made that, crazy Super Bowl appearance. Probably, the Cardinals are, the worst team in the division, year in and year out, but they're always getting enough points. And if anything, they've showed here with Dobbs, this team can cover some spreads. So taking a touchdown, you better believe we're taking a touchdown in this one. Again, office pool show. I did pick the Rams to win this game, and why wouldn't they? But McVay, 17-20 against the spread as a home favorite. Rams pretty good against the spread, coming off of a loss, 21-13 here. But again, laying a touchdown. I see the Ravens in the open here, getting out to midfield, and uh, so far this season, this is a league wide trend, but division home favorites are 4-9 against the spread so far this season. Division home favorites. So playing your division at home, laying points, 4-9 against the spread. Uh, We've seen some big spreads in the NFL. Most of them are under this number. This constitutes as a big spread in the NFL. There's no doubt about it. This is plenty of points for anybody who likes to take an underdog. I'm sure that I'll just take a look and see, but I feel like sharps are going to be here on. No, no. Looking at the splits I'm looking at, and again, that can be argued, but I don't think the sharps are necessarily piling in here on the Cardinals. I'm still taking them. I don't care. I'm as sharp as any of them. You guys have some comments on this game already in here. Hey, Jimmy, hello. Bill says take Cooper to get his yards over. And look, I love this Rams. Well, I'm on Puka Nakua. Who isn't? Right? It's the real deal. It's not a fluke. I don't think Puka, barring any injury or it doesn't look like the type of guy who gets injured, quite frankly. Um, just want to say it like that. And here comes some props as well. Hey, Milwaukee Bucks just got steamed in the NFL tonight. If you're interested in Milwaukee, that line's going to be on the move right now. They were getting a point tonight from the Lakers on the road, but it looks like, and a lot of these might be maybe we'll see less, less LeBron. Interesting matchup, certainly, with Milwaukee and the Lakers here tonight. This one's on the move, though, and I'm showing what Milwaukee was a 1-point dog. And if you could get it, do it now because Milwaukee's a 2-point favorite against the Lakers tonight. Maybe the Lakers are going to be short of personnel. Maybe LeBron won't play or something like that. Davis, something. Whatever the case may be, that game is on the move for Milwaukee tonight. All right. Yeah, Ravens making it look quickly. This offense is looking good right now, moving down the field like this for sure. So, no, I'm not happy. All right. In this one, we can move on if you want, but I do have a little bit more, info on the game. But certainly, if we can just, you got Dobbs, not going to take you anywhere. But again, he seems to get it done. They seem to get the money. I want the Cardinals here against the Rams. They won't be able to hang on, I wouldn't think, necessarily to uh, any kind of lead if they get one. They like to give it up, so to speak. And this is also the first time the Rams have been favored this season too. Ray likes the Rams. You guys all like the Rams. That would not be a consensus play. The much talked about game here between the Eagles and the Jets. You got a road favorite here with the Eagles up to 6.5 now, and the total 42.5 in this one with the undefeated Eagles. And well, like the Jets, hey, we already know that Aaron Rodgers is probably just a week or two away. I'm kidding you, but it seems like that's what the way they're trying to talk it up. The miracle of miracle makes you wonder if he knows his body, right? Hey, Aaron Rodgers knows one thing he knows, it's his body. And you wonder if he was able to maybe limit the damage to to his ankle, to his uh, Achilles cap, whatever. Everything's tied in down there, and that's why you try to prevent it. And he, you know, as crazy as it sounded, uh, he is going to, says try to be ready to come back. Now, this type of injury, one thing we have seen about it is that the timetable continues to shorten up in professional athletes, much like other uh, corrective surgeries for athletes. Remember, the knee surgeries used to take you out, and of course, it depends on how much damage and everything. But some of those, knee surgeries where you'd get it and you'd be out. Now you could be out in just a couple of weeks. It all just heals. And anyways, let's talk about it right now with these two and the position they're in currently. Look, the Sharps are all. I know the Sharps are all over the Jets. Yeah, the Phillies have been steamed a little bit. Every time it gets down to 6.5, it does seem to go back to 7. There's plenty of sevens out there. I'm sure most square books are still going to be hanging a 7 here in this one. But it does seem like the Sharps want to continue to take the Jets here in this situation. And, well, I might consider myself sharp and might end up agreeing with them. Who wants any part of the Eagles at this point? But where is the flat spot going to come? Can they really just roll through this whole deal right now? They're 3-0 against the spread on the road already. And look, they're scoring. They 3-1-1 against the spread. They finished the game strong. They've outscored their last 4 opponents 65-36 in the second half. And you have Jalen, who has live sports at quarterback. 11 touchdowns on their last 39 drives. Now, the Eagles are 3-0. Like I said, 3-0 against the spread on the road. They were favored every time. They're going to be favored every time. We know that. The Jets, they just get off to such bad starts, man. Slow starts every time. They've got to avoid that. They've been outscored 74-36 in the first half. And they, of course, have to, get a little bit more from Wilson. They've converted just 11 of their last 48 third down plays. Jets 7-10 against the spread. Their last 17 is a home dog. They've gone over in 3 of their last 4. And this is an interconference series, so the teams only meet once every 3 years. So I don't know. Not. I know NFL trend. In division, I'm really into NFL trends. Hello to Gerardo. Jimmy he's got the cards, but here's Bill who says take it up to 10. I'm trying to find my way to the Jets here on the air and seeing if anybody will agree. Because where does the flat spot come? That's all. That's all I'm saying. I mean, this feels like the game where it's supposed to be the flat spot. Eagles have won 12 straight games against the Jets. I didn't want to say it. Like I said, doesn't mean anything. That's like a 35-year sample size. Trust me on that. Final. Now, granted, they've won every time, but we've been through, different with this franchise, different with different coaches. Talking about the Jets now, and the Eagles cover every time, and the Eagles have won here by 15, 7, and 7 over the last decade or so in the 3 tilts that they've had. So I'm on the Jets. I'm that guy. I mean, nobody loves a home underdog. My numbers say take the Eagles, and I'm going to ignore it because I like home underdogs. I like, you know, situations like this, and I'm leaving 6.5 on the screen, and nobody's gonna. Jimmy's on the cards, or well, he's on the cards. Oh, nobody's on the Jets with me. I can't even wait around here. But backdoor has to be in effect here. The Eagles, the one thing they're showing, so we talk about those great starts, right? But the Eagles are the one thing they're showing is a little bit of drawback, right? Like, granted, they've covered 3 times, but they've given up some leads. Remember, they've given up leads. They got into that weird game with the Patriots in the first game of the year. But I'm on the Jets here in this one, and I'll have my tail between my legs if it doesn't come through tomorrow. But the Bills are over 2 touchdown favorites here against the Giants tonight, and uh, that doesn't feel very good either. No, Dan, you got Ty God, man. Come on. This is going to be the turning point for the Giants. What do you mean? It does feel just awful right now, like it's not. Right there you go, Kay. Thank you. Nice to see you. And don't forget, Ferner. I do thank you for that comment about the Jets defense. And you have that, but there are some issues actually in the injury department right now with the Jets. And Gardner is out of this game. Reed is out of this game. I mean, they are just blistered in the secondary. Hardy out. Eccles out. I mean, they got that. That basically the whole secondary is out. There's not a lot here to go with the Jets. It's a bad situation, but I'm just about NFL home dogs. And maybe those are when you have cluster injuries. That's the problem, and that's where the Jets. You talk about that defense, but those guys are they're out. They're out. They are out, out, out. They're not questionable. Not so injuries. Uh, the Eagles have their share of injuries as well in this game. Plenty of it. Slay's not going to play. Evans isn't going to play. So you got secondary issues there as well. Maddox. He's been out for a while. Hey, here's a little bit more steam in this one. You've got the Grizzlies and the Heat going over 222.5. If you're interested in this one, get on it. This one's going to be on the move here in the NBA. Hey, Smoke and Mirrors. Good to see you. Good morning. Hey, I saw Smoke and Mirrors last night in one of those uh, unnecessarily long all day football chat rooms, commenting on something. I don't remember what it was, but I was there, Smoke. I saw you. And Bill says, can't we flex this thing yet and get the Giants out of here? Almost, we're going to be there soon enough, but and that's why, right? So even for the Bills, it's got to feel like a dead spot. And of course, I mean, if I've got my choice, Daniel Jones, maybe I've got Ty God. I'm willing to roll with Ty God. The Milwaukee Bucks are getting steamed as well right now. I just want to throw that in there. We just saw the total move, so uh, we already talked about the. Oh, I'm sorry, I already gave you that one. The Bucks and the Lakers. Forget it. Oh man, Ravens in the red zone again already. Oh no, I'm behind you there. Unless they just return the uh, punt. Man, Blake, I'm way behind you. Okay. Yeah, I see a big punt return here. Whoa! What's going on, Titans special teams? Need the punter to knock him out. Oh my gosh. All right. Anyways, this feels like the ugly. Well, we know it's the ugly game of the day, and yeah, let's Jimmy, thank you. We'll take the. I'm trying. I'm telling you, I'm going to trying to talk myself off the Giants here at this point. Uh, Blake says, is Saquon in there? No, I don't think Saquon's in here at all. This is a for situation right now for the uh, Giants. Talk about hitting rock bottom. All right, Barkley questionable for this one, so I guess he could get in. But what's he really done? So far this season. He's got a couple of touchdowns, gets about 14 or 15 carries a game. And boy, I'm not saying hey, maybe the Ravens will score a touchdown on this drive, Blake, but I will say this, right? Um, Jackson does have some red zone issues, doesn't he? Doesn't necessarily, maybe, and we don't. All right. Anyways, in this one with the Giants and the Bills, it just feels like the Bills are just such a runaway favorite. But this is the National Football League. You just can't do this to me, and I've got to take the Giants in this one, no matter what. I'm just gonna. I don't care. I'm gonna cross off the name. I'm gonna cover the word Giants up, and put any NFL name up there, and take 15 points. Good luck tonight, you guys, with the NFL. And hey, I'm gonna have a big night because I'm on totals.